What's going on, everybody? How you doing? And welcome. My name is Lord PeteyTV, and I'm kind of bringing this information to you this week. Instead of doing our Mythic Plus affixes, I'm going to be bringing you a welcome to Season 2, starting next week. But this week, it is pretty much what I like to call Prep Week, or Mythic Zero Week. So, something that I wanted to kind of just briefly speak upon. I wanted to kind of talk to you about the things that you're going to be encountering and some of the other cool, fun stuff. So, first thing I kind of want to talk to you about was for season 2. What is the. I can't type. What's kind of the general information? Now, we've gone through the general information of what's happening with season 2, but as of right now, I just kind of want to briefly talk about what the dungeons are going to be and what you're kind of having to get ready for. So once again, the dungeons we're going to be getting are from this new patch is going to be Operation Floodgate. We're going to be getting the rotation from the War Within of Cinderbrood Meadery, Dark Flame Cleft, the Rookery, and Priory of the Sacred Flame. And the previous dungeons that are going to be brought in is the Motherlode from Battle for Azeroth, Theater of Pain, which is from Shadowlands, and Operation Megagon Workshop, which is also from Battle for Azeroth. Now, the reason why I wanted to kind of talk to you all about this is because these dungeons are going to have some unique things this week. You're going to have the ability to go in there and get your Mythic Zero gear. The cool thing about Mythic Zero gear is that you're going to be able to start getting those prepped for upgrading and so on and so forth if you need to for that gear. If you are sitting right now with hero gear, you're pretty much not going to need to go in there. The only benefit is you're going to be able to catalyst that gear, but you're not going to want to catalyst that gear anyway, so don't go crazy doing it. Yeah. So the only thing that they kind of brought in is they have some buffs that are going to be coming into these dungeons and everything. So the Priory of Sacred Flame is you're going to need a paladin or a priest to interact with the orb in the middle, and you're going to be ending up getting something called Blessing of the Sacred Flame. This is going to allow you to do more holy damage while you're going through. Just know that if you die, you do not get to keep it. Cinderbrood Meadery is going to have two buffs in there. The one is going to be from the cooking pot, which is on the left side at the start of the dungeon, and you're going to need cooking for that. And it's going to give you an option called Sticky Buns. Sticky Buns is going to be able to this is quote unquote, throw a glob of sticky honey at a location, splashing up to 8 players and creatures within 5 yards of the impact, reducing their haste by 15% and reducing their movement speed by 80% for 9 seconds. The honey stick is going to be used, can be used on anything. So even if you hit players, you're going to have a problem with that. The next thing in that dungeon is going to be the flamethrower found in the hallways, splitting from the bar. Picking up the flamethrowers will require goblins, gnomes, mechagnomes, or engineers at least skill 25. The flamethrower gives the extra action button Flame On. When channeled, Flame On strikes enemies inflicting 1% of their maximum health every 4 seconds and disorients them for 5 seconds. That's pretty cool. And then the Rookery, after the first boss fight, players are going to be able to soar down using the Stormworker feathers. While descending, there are captured Stormrooks that players can dash into with lightning charge. Dashing into a captured Stormrook will free them and giving the player a Stormrook's favor. This buff lasts 5 minutes and inflicts extra nature damage for every second while in combat. So that's just kind of a general interactions for these dungeons. We've kind of briefly have gone over the list of things you want to end up doing. What I'm going to say is that when you start with a level 2 dungeon, the loot you're going to be getting at the end is going to be a 639, which is equivalent to fully leveled up myth gear now. So it's going to be a kind of an interesting placement for you if you're looking to pretty much get anything anywhere for your gear. If people are looking to get that gear, that low gear, that means, these are people that are probably just starting to push through and level up with keys and things like that. So I would be very hesitant, for myself personally, to be going into those. I'm going to be trying to go into a little bit higher area. Excuse me. Even fours are going to give you 642s, which is still champion gear. 6 is going to give you hero gear. That's kind of where I'm aiming for. The sooner the better I can get to that point, and I can start getting hero gear on loot drops. Oh, it'll just make my life easier and makes me happy and excited. Sorry. So anyway, so that's kind of where my brain is thinking. I'm just being verbal to communicate with everybody in chat, or I shouldn't have chatted if you're watching the video. So that's one thing. The other thing is that starting at key level 2s, you're going to be able to get hero loot right from the vault. So for someone like myself who plays multiple different alts, but at different times of kind of like of potency, I guess you could say, I'm going to be able to like run like my druid or my priest on 2s and get those hero gear in the vault, and at least be able to get something decent from there to see about upgrading in some way, shape, or form, because I think that's going to end up, for later on, it'll be helpful. Gilded Crest start at 7, which is pretty good. And so the rune Harbinger crests are still going to be from 2 to 6. So, like I said, just things to think of when you're going through the process. The affixes we kind of already have spoken about before. It's going to be Ascent, Voidbound, Pulsar, and Devour. So it's pretty much the same thing as before. The only difference is that Pulsar, the Pulsar produces a tether that orbits around players for 15 seconds. The goal here is to absorb the Pulsar before the 15 seconds are up. Players that absorb these crystals will gain Mastery and Leech for 30 seconds. If the Pulsar is not absorbed, the mobs will gain a damage buff and damage reduction per orb. So, like I said, it's pretty much a nice little thing to kind of see. Ascent really hasn't changed. Voidbound really hasn't changed. Devour really hasn't changed. And that's the keys. That keystone situation starts at 4. So Xal'atath bargains start at 4. You're going to have your fortified or tyrannical at 7, and then your fortified or tyrannical again at 10, and then Xal'atath's bargain is going to be removed with, or I should say Xal'atath's guile is 12. So that's the general knowledge, and everything's going to be happening. The difference, you're going to ask yourself, where is Challenger's Peril? They embedded it into 12 now. So it's going to be in there. So just something to realize. So if we're failing keys on 7s because of timer stuff, hopefully this alleviates those problems. Fingers crossed. The rewards for the season, like I said, I just wanted to go over this kind of stuff kind of generally. There's Keystone Legend, which is going to be 3K, which is a brand new achievement. That is going to give you a mount, which actually looks pretty sweet. Then you're going to have also the ability to produce something called a Resilient Keystone, which means it won't diminish under a 12, which is really great for people that are really pushing keys. It's not going to be myself probably. It might be other people, but not for me. Excuse me. The other thing is, you have your regular, Explorer, your Conqueror, your 2K Master one, your 2500 one, and then as always, your top 0.1% for that too. So I'm trying to see. So getting 1500 will give you the title. The 2K will give you the mount. This reward, I'm pretty sure for 2500 is just the illumination, and then the other one is the award, and then like I said before, 3K is going to be a second mount. So you have 2 different variations of the mounts. Your Your portals are at 10 like you normally are. So that's really not changed. Now, the biggest thing I'm going to tell you is that going through, I'm going to produce videos. I'll probably working on them the first week since live is starting. I don't use PTR stuff because stuff changes so much in PTR that I think that it is not really valid. I will do so from Mythic Pluses, even if it's 2s, 4s, 6s, 10s, does not matter. I will go through, and when I see that there is going to be something more complicated for a boss, we produce that here so you can see it. We chat about it, we talk about it, we try to figure stuff out from there. So, as always, thank you all for stopping in and watching this video. Good luck. This week is probably the last one that you're going to be getting for our vault for the previous week, since we won't have keys anymore. But if not, I understand that. But I'm pretty sure we're going to not have any more Mythic Pluses this week. So as I like to say, this is going to be an off week for us. And we're going to be trying to do some other things probably. And we're going to make sure that we end up doing our story campaigns and kind of gearing ourselves which way to be ready for Season 2. All right. Love you all. Please make sure you hit subscribe here in Discord. In YouTube, we are live on twitch.tv every single Monday through Friday, and YouTube here too. We do lots of keys, we do lots of chatting, lots of discussions, things like that. If you're looking to talk about anime stuff, we have Anime with Lord PeteyTV, and we also have Gaming Fire with Lord PeteyTV, which is just our news channel of different news stuff that's coming out. So go check those out. Also, there's going to be links in everything down below. All right, love you all. Dream big, keep gaming. Good luck, and I will see you all in Azeroth once again. Bye, everybody.